Yeah, we are live. Okay. Oh, new setup today, so I can't help it if it's a little different. But let me get some stuff. Let's get the usual stuff out of the way, and we can talk. All right. So if you're new, and I'm going to put this all in the chat here, I want you to make sure you email me your information. And let's put that in the chat right now. So you need your real name if it's not your YouTube name, which is most likely the case now because they've got this new thing where it's the at sign, at whatever, and I need your YouTube name, so whatever that at thing is, shipping and PayPal information, and we'll talk about the PayPal part about again here in a minute. I do invoice through PayPal, and I use Pirate Ship for shipping. So I can accommodate other things besides PayPal. I have a Zelle, I have Cash App, and Venmo. I think that's it. Yeah. So I think there was another one, but no, maybe there is. Okay. Typical bidding is in dollar increments after up to $10, and then after $10, it's in $2 increments. And I know some people forget that, and that's okay. I don't make a big fuss about it, but I just want to make sure you understand that's kind of what I'm expecting. But that's we don't have multiple items tonight, so but this still applies. Once I post sold in the chat, it's sold, done, bidding's done. So I know people often snipe and stuff like that, and that's okay. No complaints about snipers or whatever. That's my camera position. There we go. My screen got bumped when I was. I've got a new setup, so it's the computer's the same, but there's I've been making some tweaks and stuff like that, and so. And I'm not going. My computer's old enough that I can't go to Windows 11, so I'm trying to make do with what I've got for now. We'll at some point maybe upgrade to newer computer. So, if you're out there in the world, and I see Chris out there, thank you, Chris, for putting something in the chat. Hey, we had a great Christmas. Yes, we were over at my middle daughter's house for Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, everybody was here at the house. We had some snacks and things like that, and then we went to church in the evening, and my wife and two of our daughters sang during one of the things in the church, which was nice, and almost all the family was there. We had a few who couldn't make it, but that's due to illness, but that happens. Next day, Christmas Day, was over at my middle daughter's house, and that went very, very well as well. And most everybody could make that one. So that was good. And New Year's coming up, nothing. We're not going to do anything. So, yeah, we had a great time. And played, we had time to play a couple of small games and stuff like that, which was fun. My daughter had one. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was pretty fun. And it involved using these you had a pile of words that are on magnets, and you have a little board that they'll stick to, and you have to make sentences based on the scenario you're given. I wish I could remember the name of the thing. It'll come to me probably later. And then I had picked up a game that uses magnets, which is think of it as similar to Jenga in the sense of it requires some manual dexterity. So it was fun. We had some fun with that. And then we've had some iffy weather, but today was kind of weird. Started out with freezing rain last night, and changed to rain today, and now it's going to change back to snow. I guess sometime tonight it's going to. So I got up to around, I guess, upper 30s today, 37, 38, something like that, and then going to be down around 15 or 16 tonight. So that's this is what we expect here in New England. We ever get some crazy weather. So, and they did tell us that this is the winter where we're going to see some dramatic temperature changes, warm and cold. So we've had a few nights. We've had 2 or 3 nights now where it's been below zero. So Kevin Hawthorne. Oh, yeah, listen, Lakeland, Florida. My sister's down in Hudson, Florida. So I know the area a little bit. Lakeland sounds familiar. I think I may have been in that area. I don't recall for sure, though. A lot of different towns down there that we drove through, so and kind of ran around. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you saw the thing at the top, please, 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 if you want to bid, put your email me, and that's it at the top of the chat. I think I should pin it probably. I didn't think to do that. I always forget to do that. I try to be good about doing stuff like that, but I don't always. So let me do that. And just post that. You see, oh, there we go. So this is where I just put this on the bottom of the screen just so you have the email in there. But okay, and if you need more information, I certainly I could just put something up in the chat now. I know, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know we've got friends out west in Arizona and Texas that have been telling us they've had some crazy weather there too, though. But I think they were in this. I want to say our friends are near Austin. I think they said they were in the 70s. So yeah, 70s, maybe 80s. But so it's been kind of crazy weather all over the country. So that's where it is. And so for those that are in here regularly participating with me, I apologize. I haven't been doing much for the past month. I think I did one auction, and the last one was quite a while back. It just was been kind of crazy here. This new puppy's getting finally to the point now where she's not getting me up in the middle of the night, and so I'm not exhausted from the dog. We've had some off and on health issues and stuff like that. Like I'm not feeling so hot tonight myself, but I'm doing okay, and I'll get by. I think it's just achy from too much working on the wood. We burn firewood. We have a stove, and I did a lot with it a couple days ago when it's catching up to me, all cutting and splitting. So that's what happens when you get my age. It gets to be rough. So I do have some variety of stuff tonight. Oh, I mean, maybe put my phone in do not disturb mode for a second here. Okay, and it is interesting what I have. I have some leftover Christmas stuff. If anybody's interested. I actually have a couple items of clothing, which is not typical for me, but my wife said, well, why don't you try this? And I said, okay, I'll do it. And then I have some figurines that I don't usually have up as well, and a couple of items that are, so, oh, cool. Yeah, we are very lucky with having grandkids all nearby. And the oldest is being 24 and the youngest being 17, 16. I have, okay, I think in my head, 17. So anyway, yeah, so we had, in fact, we're trying to arrange, it's been difficult because they're socialized at that age is kind of crazy, and they work, of course, and they all have jobs. But we're trying to arrange to spend some time with them before they go back to school next week. Well, at least the three that are still in school. The two that graduated from college, the other older two. But so yeah, we're trying to put together a gaming tournament with them. We have both an Xbox 360 and a Wii, and they have their choice of a lot of games that we have. So, in fact, I even have an Xbox 360 to sell at some point. I won't put it up tonight, but if anybody's interested, I do have one. They're still valid. A lot of stuff that you can play on the Xbox 360, even though they're several years old. So, and I even have the camera for ours, which is kind of nice. So you can play the Xbox 360 without using a controller because the camera follows your motion. So, all those dance things you can do with the Wii and with the other things, you can do that with the Xbox 360, but you don't need to have anything in your hands. It picks up your body motion, which is really cool how it works. I'm a techie guy, and I was really impressed with this. So, anyway, okay. Let's see. What do we want to do? Why don't we get started? Let's see here. I haven't decided what I want to start with, so I guess. Tough choices. Let me grab my box of stuff here. And I actually don't usually start with jewelry, but I'm going to start with one piece right away, and then we'll go from there. I may have shown this one particular piece some time back, and then I do repeat them sometimes because they're And I got to get my camera set up here because it's on a different camera. So let's switch over to that camera. Oh, for the new folk that's out there, we are up in northwest Vermont. And I'm about less than an hour from the Canadian border, and about I think it's 95 miles to Montreal, something like that. So really convenient. And so let me see. I might want to crank the intensity up on that light. I was busy taking pictures today, so I don't know if this is going to. Oh, wow, this thing's really wobbly tonight. My stand is kind of wanting to fall over. See if I can crank that up. There we go. Oop, that might be too much. Now you're getting glare. So we'll leave it down where it is. All right. So this is a Pandora style bracelet. As you can see, it's mostly pink. Boy, that's really not. It's really looking washed out. Why is it looking so washed out? Let me see if I can do anything about that. Maybe I do want to crank up the intensity on that and then bring it up closer. The camera's not happy here. There we go. Okay, so you can see there's some pink on the pale pink, some cloisonne kind of style beads on here. There's the clasp there. It is not silver. It's a silver tone, and it has some charms on it. It looks like a little variation of different charms. One's a music and one is a heart and things like that. So I'm trying it with a dark background, but let me try it with a light background, see if that makes it any better. Oh, that is better. That is better. Okay, let's do it that way. I've been playing games, as I said, a new setup, and I've been playing games with lighting and stuff, and I was trying to do some stuff for eBay and Poshmark, Etsy today, and I'm running some issues with reflections and all kinds of stuff. But I want to call this the Pandora style bracelet. I can't type it. BR. I'll call this the pink one because I have more than one. So we'll start this at $7. If there's any interest. And like I said, I don't usually start with jewelry, but we'll do that today. And I'm going to try to alternate a little bit, and I'll do some of the Christmas stuff too. Like I said, Christmas has gone by, but there are people out there that still collect this stuff. And some of this is vintage. Some of it's vintage. Some of it's new. Let me grab this one. And let me put that up on the screen. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of this whole you see mine thing is GGG 1955. I've been thinking about changing that, but then I found out that messes up things for you guys. If I do that and change it to something that makes like my name, like Vintage Dust or whatever, it may mess up people who subscribe to me, and I don't want to mess that up. So I know why they did it. I know why they went to using the @ sign pieces for this, but it did make it so that now people searching, they have to search for a different thing. We could always search on the GGG 1955, and that is not my birthday, not my birth year, but it is, and it's not my initials either. It's close to my initials, but not quite. So anyway, but all right, well, we'll leave that up there for a second longer, and then I'll grab a sip of water here real quick. One of the things about running a wood stove in the house is it definitely leaves things dry. I think the humidity when I last checked in the house was like around 20 or 22%. It's pretty low. So, okay, we will pass on that. And as I always say, if somebody sees something later, they're watching this video either after we're done or later in the evening, and they say, oh, I would like that. Well, just either put it in the chat or email me. If it hasn't been sold, I will let you know. So, okay. So let's go with our first vintage. And this was, I mean, I say vintage, let me see how old this one is. There's a date on it? There isn't. It just says Christmas ornament, sandy cast. I don't see. There was a sticker on the bottom, but I can't make out what it was. This is not Hallmark, but it's something called sandy cast. And you can see it's a little dog. And it's in the air. Oh, wow, is that backwards? I wonder if I can fix that in the settings. And no camera thing was kind of weird about mirroring. Let me see that. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Now I can at least read it. For some reason, it came up with the mirroring thing automatically. So anyway, so there's that there. And let's see, what do we want for that guy? Ornament. We'll start that at, oh gosh, I have no idea. Let's say $6. I think that's what I was doing in the past for most of these vintage ones that I have. I don't even remember where I picked this one up. Probably the yard sale. So I've had it for a little while. But it's cutie. It's made by this company called Sandy Cast. And it's still in the original packaging. I don't think I've even opened it up to take it out to show people what it looks like. I may have, but I don't recall. But cute little dog. And it doesn't resemble any of the dogs we have. It's close to the dog we had a few years ago. But anyway, there they are. Okay. Okay. I gotta organize myself a little bit here so I can put things aside when I don't need to hold on to them anymore. Oh, I'll put it right there. There we go. Okay. No interest in the dog ornament. That's fine. On some things I'm going to take my time, and on some things I'm just going to go quickly because if there's no interest at all, then we will find something else. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, what did I do with it? I just covered it up, didn't I? Well, I thought I covered it up. Just had my hands on it. Goodness gracious. Must have covered it up. Yeah, we did. Okay. This is a dark blue, and see, this is where the lighting issues come in. Again, maybe if I put it against the white surface, it'll come out darker. Yeah, it does. So let me move this out of the way altogether for now, and we'll see if we need it later on as things go. So I have not seen anywhere on this hat, no sweat stains or anything like that. It looks like it was new. The reason I say it's not brand new is usually there's some kind of a cardboard liner usually on the inside here to keep the shape when they're new. But anybody out there who knows a Corona fan, I've had it. And we'll start this one at $6. How does that sound? I couldn't. The only thing it might be a pet hair or two here from our household, but there it is. And I think it's made by BDA, Woodville, Washington, made in China, of course. BDA Inc. If there's any interest in that. Like I said, I only have 2 items of clothing tonight. This is the first one. And I will try to mix things up a little bit to see if there's any interest in any of these items. Excuse me. Yeah. Grab another sip of water for some reason. Like I said, a little achy tonight. But I'll survive. I also have coins. If there's any interesting coins, I wasn't planning on showing any, but if there is any interest, say so in the chat, and I can throw some coins out there. I've got some commemoratives. I have some foreign coins. I'm hanging on to my silver coins right now. I have several, though. Some really nice, and some that are uncirculated. So, yep. Yeah, because I just was pricing that today. It's like, wow. The uncirculated, well, just the silver value alone on like the silver dollars was amazing. Amazing. An ounce of silver is going for now. I mean, just a year ago, it was half of what it is, I think. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, we're going to pass on the hat. Pass the hat. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. All right. No interest in that. Jewelry. Let's see. We'll keep bouncing things around here a bit. I'll do my box. There it is. Okay, gotta find my list. So now I need to know what I gotta look up what this one's gonna go for. And there's a piece of jewelry there. I'm not sure. I didn't do a test. I can do the test. Let's do the magnet test. While we're sitting here. This is one I didn't test. So just to check to see if it's not magnetic. Yeah, because my wife has suspicions that it might be silver, but it is unmarked. And it has this kind of a hook and eye clasp. So there's no place they would have put a tag. It is a stone that she could not recognize, so I'm just calling it an agate for lack of a better term. Fairly confident that it is probably silver or silver plate. Let me see if I got a better display here. I can't find my white one. I've lost it a while ago. But let's see if I put this on so you can kind of see the way it hangs. I'm not sure how well it's going to come out on the camera with the black background, but we'll try it. Just so you can see how it hangs. It really doesn't show the thing very well. The black is always horrible when it comes to trying to do silver. So what I'm calling this, for lack of a better, where is it on my list here? It's kind of a beige colored agate. That's what I want to call it. So I just want to call it that. It may be something other than. Oh, I keep doing this to myself. Sorry. It is stone. And I'm going to say 925 question mark. So we're going to start this at, I'm going to say $9. And we'll go from there. Whoop, let's fix that and fix that. So I'm going to take it off. I just want you to see how it hangs. Because it really, the black just, and that's always been the case with everybody, I think. I have an off-white one that's somewhere, but all right, so let's bring it back down here. I'll show it up close. And you can see it's definitely cold to the touch. That's one side, that's the other. And you see it's wrapped in this silver wire. And I'm thinking it's older than it. The design to me seems to be, I wouldn't say vintage necessarily, but because of this type of clasp, that's a type of clasp you typically see. You usually see the lobster claw or the round clasp nowadays. So that is what's there. There it is. And it's, if there's any interest in that. And we'll leave that up for a little bit here. But we allow you to peruse it while I check it off my list of things I've shown. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. Just got to write down a couple things that I didn't have on my list. So if somebody, oh, and the pink. There. Okay. Just going to keep track of what I've shown. So one of the things that was interesting that you may have seen in the preview is one of the purses, and we'll get to that a little later. I think I will wait till we're into the second hour if I can hang in there that long. I'm on Tylenol and Advil. I guess I had to run a little achy tonight, but I'm getting by. Okay, no interest in that particular necklace. That's fine. It is real stone, though. Okay, we'll pass on that. And I gotta find a envelope to put that in. Well, I have an envelope to put that in. There. An envelope full of envelopes. And like I said, we lost a lot of our snow, but it isn't all gone. We had probably between the various storms somewhere between a little over a foot of snow, I think, so far this year. It's compacted down, and with all the rain we just had, it's down to about 4 inches now, 3 to 4 inches. Okay. Oh, yeah, this guy. So this I found out with my little quick research is a souvenir that comes from Holland. It's Delft. If you can read that, let me hold that to see if I can hold my hand steady here. Handwork, Holland, Delft. Okay. If anybody's familiar with Delft, and then that's the one side. That's the other. Apparently, this is very common, a very common touristy thing. So I'm going to call this the ELFT couple. We'll start this at $9. I did check this out online, like I said. So I'm asking less than, as I try to do. I try to give you, something better than you'd see on eBay and on average. And this looked pretty good for price, I thought. So, well, let me put that up on the screen. Like I said, so I did say some quick research on it, and they usually on the bottom it says Holland, but this particular one said Amsterdam. So I'm not sure if that makes it more unique, but it because the fact it says Amsterdam, I thought that somebody might be interested if they've been there, and some people I know collect Delft. So actually, there's the bottom again. Show it up close. And that's one side. I did look it over pretty carefully. I did not see any chips or cracks or anything like that in it. Looks in pretty good shape. So, okay. Let's see. We'll plan on what's going to show next here. Oh, I know it's something I wanted to look up too before I show it to you guys. Not look up, but look at, I should say. Loop. I had one piece of jewelry. I didn't have my loop with me that is got a marking on it, and I couldn't make out what it said. My eyesight's not that good. It's really tiny, but I wanted to make sure if it was what I thought it is, that you'd be interested in knowing that. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, no interest in the couple. Not a problem. We'll pass on that. A couple. We'll put them back over here. Okay. Let's go with this piece here. And this, we'll call this as a baked beans. Yes, baked beans necklace. I'm thinking maybe I can do more of a bird's eye view here. Here we go. So you get a better shot at it. There we go. And these are not stone. They're not even cold to the touch. So, but it does say baked beads on the piece. So we can get that on the screen. We'll start this one at, what did I say here? $5. I say it's not glass, it's not stone. It does have an extender chain on it. I'm guessing that's about 16. I can measure it. There's the baked beads tag. I don't know if you can see that properly, but and the lobster claw thing. Clasp. I would guess that it looks like it's about 16. Get and that's 14 there. But I think I'm not stretching it out properly. So yeah, it looks like about 15 or 16 on where I have it hooked right now. Like I said, it's not fully extended. There's about another inch and a half or two on there with the extension. So if there's any interest in that. Okay. Well, let's see, what's next? I have brand new Hallmark and we'll do that next. Oop, can't type. Oh, man, I want to do that yet anyway. Hang on. I don't want that yet. So we're going to pass on the necklace here. Let me throw that in a bag. Just so I know I've already tried to sell it. Okay. So, brand new, in the box, never been opened. Axe from the Grinch. Now we're going to start this one at $12, I think. If there's any interest. So, like I say, he's brand new. This year. Oh, there it is. No, there's not there's a year on there usually. Huh. Oh, actually, it's from last year. Take that back. That was this year. I know it's new though, because of where I got it. Trademark 2024. So, yeah. The Grinch. Here's Max. Anybody interested in Max? Okay. We'll do the next item. I'm going to have to switch cameras. Go back to me. I think the only way I can show it. Where I put it. There it is. Give me a second. And I got to organize myself here a little bit. Just a second. All right. All right. Nobody interested in the new hallmark, so we will pass on that. Put him back away. I did manage to pick up some stuff recently that's comes from another, I wouldn't call it in the state because the person's still living, but some things that they asked me to sell for them. I'm in the process of organizing it all, and maybe in the next auction I'll be able to show some of the stuff. There is some Tafari, and there's some really unusual antique things. If anybody's into antiques, I just need to make sure I'm giving, because I'm selling it for them, so I'm make sure I get them a good price. All right, let me switch cameras here so you can see what I'm showing. I'm going to sell next. Let's see if this is going to work. All right, it's a pair of, what did she call these? I have to look. Palazzo pants. So that gives you the size, the color. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to really back up. Really the full blown look of it here. Even that's not going to work very well, is it? There. Here's the length of them and the pattern. I want you to see the pattern. They appear to be new. I mean, I say appear. There's a tag on it, but it's the shop it came from is their price, not the original price, I don't think. And they call it a one size, but my wife said, no, it's not one size. It's more like about a size 12. So, and these palazzo pants, they have this like double layer here. They're split. For those that know what palazzo pants are, I don't need to explain, I suppose. But there they are. And so I'm going to switch cameras back. And I'm going to lay it on the thing here so you can kind of see the color. Okay. And let's put a price out there. I'm probably spelling palazzo wrong. Pants. They're not for the size. They're marked as one size fits all, which my wife says is not true. So she said this is a pretty fair price for these. So that's what we'll put them up there for, if there's any interest. They're rayon, if you want to know what the material is. See, here it is. Here's the tag. Let's see if that'll focus. So, made in Thailand. And here's just it. That's one of the only two items tonight that I'm showing. The clothing, the hat, the pants. Not something I typically do in the auctions, but I have had clothing in the past. Technically, purses are considered sort of clothing apparel. So those I have. And I have two tonight. Well, one's a tote. Well, they're both totes, actually, tonight that I have. So we'll show you those. There's one that was in the preview, I believe. And we will do that. Let's see. Meanwhile, I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. And cross that one off my list that's being shown. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay. No interest in that. So we will pass. Said I've got a lot of about 30 or so items to show tonight, so not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go with this guy. We haven't done another bracelet. This one is a. Maybe double check with my loop again. Again, I think this is what I know what it is, but I think. Yes, that was right. So I have a 9 West bracelet with a little heart on it there. And their 9 West tag is right there underneath the heart. Closer, there we go. Oh, get that off the screen. And 9 West bracelet. Oh, I don't think I want. Let's see what I'm going to ask for that. We'll start this one at $7. I think. And then we'll do something different altogether. I can't remember how many of these I have. So we will just get to that. Okay. Like I said, it's not my usual night for auctions. I don't usually do Monday. It's the first time I've done a Monday in a long time. I've ever done a Monday. And I know there are a lot of other auctions out there to be watched. Always are, no matter what night I pick. So that's the way it is. I will try and do, I may try and do an afternoon one. I haven't really decided when or what day that would be, but I may try and do that. Maybe I'll do 2 in a week and do one in the afternoon and one in the evening. Oh, excuse me. But we will go from there and see. But okay, nobody interested in the 9 West. I have got something. I've shown something similar to this maybe a year or two ago, but it was a complete set of things of gardening tools. This is not. This is. Okay, let's pass on this first before I get into this next item. Okay. So I've got a couple of these that are, I think 3 or 4 maybe of these that are brand new in a box. That's the name of the company, Chopstick and Succulents. And I say, wow, that's an interesting name. And there's no other markings on here. So he's like, what the heck's in this box? Well, it's a brand new pair of scissors, but they're designed specifically for pruning like plants, basically. Succulents and or, little miniatures and that kind of stuff. These are extremely sharp. I mean, dangerously sharp scissors. Wow. I'm going to start these at $9. Now, I looked them up on Amazon. They go for $18. Now, I'm going to give you a price right up front. And I have at least, besides this one, the other ones I have are sealed. They're still in plastic wrap around the box. This is the only one that we opened. So a bonsai, that's what I was trying to think of, bonsai plants. These are also suitable for doing bonsai plant. And you can see the names right there on the scissors. I have used them. I've tried them just on something other than plants. And it's like, wow, these are really nice scissors and sharp. So I thought, like, no, you know what? I got a few pairs of these. I got for a good price, and I will pass on my savings to you. So there they are. And I may be able to get some more of them, but I'm not sure. But I think I have 4 boxes, I want to say. It could be 5, but I don't want to promise that. So if somebody's interested in more than one pair, I know I have at least, besides this open box, I have 3 other unopened boxes, at least 3 other. So I believe it. I actually gave a couple my granddaughters into doing bonsai and things like that. So she got a pair for Christmas, and she really likes them. And My daughters also got we also got some to our daughters because they're like I say, they're great for pruning small plants. That's exactly what they're intended for. So anyway, there they are. That's a good deal, I think. Like I said, I have multiple ones available. Okay. Probably should have just done it as a buy it now, but make it easy for you to buy. Okay, let's pick out something. We haven't done earrings yet. Much for earrings yet. So let's do some earrings. Oh, no, that goes with a set. No, let's not do that. Let's go. Where are they? Just on my hands off. No, we'll do these. Okay, we'll do these. Okay, no interested in the scissors. That's okay. I thought this was a fantastic deal myself, but look them up. Chopstick and succulent. I have them on Amazon. Okay, let's do some earrings. These are rose quartz on what appears to be a silver plate. We're pretty sick. Again, let me do the magnet test real quick. And they are not magnetic. No part of this is magnetic. So I'm going to guess that they probably are silver. I couldn't test them at enough time. But this is a pink or rose quartz. I'm just going to call them pink quartz earrings. And I could put more description in there, but I'm going to keep it brief here. So I'm going to start these at, where are they? $7, I think is what she said. And the little stone above them is amethyst. So you can see. So it's really pale. Let me see if I can do it against my hands because that might come out. The color might come out a little better. It is pink. It's just really, really pale pink. Rose quartz. There we go. Throw them around. Oh, they're sturdy. Can I say? They're not marked anywhere. But again, like I said, they do not react to a magnet. But the bead is an amethyst bead. And oops, up on the screen. And I wonder if that comes across any better on the dark. Sometimes a dark background works better for some things and sometimes not. It didn't help much. It tricks the camera. It tricks the camera. See how the camera? Ooh, we did that little cool. But if I my hand there. Anyway, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me cross that off my list. Okay, we showed some earrings. What do I do next? Oh, this one. Okay, so we will pass on the earrings. Hope everybody's doing well out there tonight. They're out there and had a great holiday break, whether it be Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever. Okay, I have got these little birdies, and they are porcelain. You can see it's quite tall. Where are they? Those? There they are. Okay, these are. I think the name is Maddox. Let me double check on the bottom here. I think that's what it is. Yeah. You can barely make it out. I'll try and hold my hand still enough. But right in the top that says Maddox, and underneath it says California. Okay? And so that's what it looks like. Apparently they're well-known name when it comes to this stuff. So I'm going to call it that. Maddox Birds, porcelain, not porcelain, birds. We'll start this at $9. Again, I went out and looked them up and said, okay, I make sure I'm giving you a price that's less than what everybody else is selling it for. Now, again, when I say what they're selling it for, necessarily what they sold for. I always caution people when they looking at things up on eBay. Just because it's listed for $20 doesn't mean that that's what they're getting for them. But I also look up to see what they sell for. So, and so there they are. And get the camera up a little higher. Here we go. You see the back up a little more to fit it all in, I guess. There. So there was a sticker here. Sorry, I didn't get that all off of there. It's not a little bit of sticker on the top there. Sorry, I didn't clean that off. I didn't completely, but and don't ask me what kind of birds they are. I have no idea. But like I said, they are marked on the bottom. Maddox, California. Oops, upside down. Maddox, California. I don't think it's signed anywhere itself right on it. I don't see any signature on it in any particular obvious place. I will remove that little extra sticker residue if anybody buys this. But otherwise, some of the stuff will end up on eBay or wherever. I need to refresh my eBay store, so we will go from there. Okay, cross that off my list. And what do we got next? Let's see here. Oh, more Christmas stuff. I had a bunch of the Christmas stuff. I don't want to swamp you with it, but I do have some. Is this one I showed last week? I don't know if I did. So this is a White House Historical Association Christmas ornament from 2010. And it's new in the box. Okay, let me pass on this one first. Okay. So it comes new in the box. Oops, let me bring the camera up closer again and back down and up. Okay, let me get rid of that off the screen. Oh, can't spell. Goodness. And we'll start this at. Oh, I have no idea what to ask. I can't remember what I was asking for these before. I'll start these at $7. How's that sound? I have no idea. Okay. Very pretty ornament. There it is in the box. Comes with a booklet. And the booklet kind of covers the history of why they chose this particular ornament. And this one has to do with William McKinley's presidency. And if you were aware, recall, in history, McKinley was assassinated. Let's see if I can get that close. Oh, man, let's keep that clear off of that. There we go. Get that up there. So, Army Navy reception, 1900. There's the back of it. White House, Christmas 2010. And it comes in this nice box. And I say it has the history in the pamphlet. And it's from the White House Historical Association. Okay, let's see if we can get my light to stay still here. There we go. Okay. Okay. No interest in that. And we will swing on through to some more jewelry. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to show this brooch. The brooch is very interesting. That is a really interesting stone on this thing. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice. I'm guessing it's some type of an agate, but it almost looks like a tiger eye kind of a finish to it. Oh, that's actually showing up pretty good, except for the glare. But you kind of see, and it's in the gold tone setting. And on the back, there's ART in the copyright signal. Okay, and you can see it's gold tone. There were no other markings on it. I'm assuming it's some type of vintage, but I'm going to say stone and gold tone setting. Brooch. I'm going to start this at $10. I think. Yes. Yep, 10. So, very interesting piece. Pen. Sorry, my pen. Let me show up close again. I think because it really does it just does it to see how pretty this thing is in that gold tone setting. And you can see the color of the stone even on the back. And right there, right next to my thumb, is where it says ART and a copyright. Let's say there's a 0 stabby factor on this thing. It doesn't stick out. The pin does not stick out. So it's your typical, push the little thing open to take the pin, open the pin up. It's kind of I wouldn't call it filigree, but some kind of a very interesting pattern on the exterior of it. And there are no stones. Those are just little, just part of the gold tone around the edges here. Probably could stand a little bit cleaning, but nothing serious. Yeah, that's not too bad. Trying to show that best I can with the lighting we have here. There. Okay. Alrighty. Excuse me. Okay, well, not interested in that brooch. We'll pass on that. Okay. Like I said, I was gonna wait. Let me do one more piece of jewelry. Yeah, let's do one more piece of jewelry. And this is a combination of glass, seed beads, and stone. It's kind of an interesting necklace, actually. Could not find a name or any kind of markings on it, but it's a very interesting one. It's 3 strands. The beads themselves are kind of a pale yellow, the seed beads, I mean. I'm going to try and show it better here in a second. I'll just get it laid out on the table, and then we'll go from there. And what did she say we're going to do with this one? Oh, there's shell in this too. That's right. The shell There's aventurine. The green is aventurine, and crystals, and the seed beads are glass, probably. Oh, let me get rid of this message on screen. Sorry. We're going to start this at $10. So what did I say? Shell, crystal, aventurine. So let me see if I can find something. I'm going to hang it on this just so you can see how it hangs. And then we'll go from there. I know I'm not doing it very well here, but bear with me. I just need to untangle it a little bit here. Those three are coming down okay. That's just where it comes up over here. It's all twisted. I always run into this issue with these things. There. It's probably the way I fastened it. When I fastened it, I probably twisted it. I do that all the time. Let me unfasten it and let it hang for a second. I'll bring it back. Because I do this to myself all the time, and I'm not paying attention, and I twist it. And that's what the way it is with these 3-strand guys. Happens all the time. There we go. That looks better. I'll bring it back on screen here so you can see it now hanging a little better. There. And I'm not too close and too bright. Wow. Really, the light is really killing it. Oh. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna have to take it off so you can see it. Okay, comments. Yes, my email is right at the top of the chat, and I'll put it right in here now. Welcome, Carmen. I appreciate your being here. There's my email. I usually PayPal for invoicing, and I'll use Pirate Ship for shipping to give you the best deal I can. I can take other payment methods if that is really, really, if you just don't use PayPal, and I can, but so that's with that. But everything's at the top of the chat. If you can't get to that, that's fine. I usually go with dollar increments, and for up to $10 and $2. So this obviously is we're starting at $10, so it'll be $2 increments. I try to get things shipped out and invoiced really quickly, although as some of my regulars can attest to, we've been struggling the past couple of months, but I'm all caught up now. So, but that's the way it is. We're coming from Vermont, if you're wondering how far I'm shipping from. Let's see what else you need to know. If it's silver, I try to test it, but I haven't had a chance to test anything tonight that's silver. I have no gold tonight that I'm aware of. If there's gold, I don't know it. But okay. So obviously, as I've mentioned before, black does not do these things justice. So let me bring the camera back here and do some panning up and down. Also, Carmen, if you go back and watch the video, like I say, some of the stuff that didn't sell at the beginning, if you're interested in any of that, just email me and say, hey, I'll if it was going for $7, I'll buy it for $7 or whatever it is. That's fine too. People do that all the time. It's not a big deal. So I think that's all you need to know. Just email me your information, your real name. I assume Carmen's probably your real name, but your shipping information, address, that kind of stuff, and your PayPal link. And when the PayPal comes, it's actually my wife's name, Catherine. So don't freak out. But anyway, this is the clasp. I just want to show against my hand. See, there's the aventurine. There's the shell, little glass seed beads, and some stone in there. Some various stones. I think she thinks it either could be quartz or citrine. We couldn't really tell. There's just small chips in there, but it is really long. I think this is what 20. This is going to be close to you know, the short part is probably 18 and the longer part is probably closer to 20. But anyway, so that's where we are. Oh, I didn't put it up on the screen. Goodness, there we go. Starting at $10. So, but welcome, Carmen. We're glad to see you there. And I'm normally, lately, I was doing my auctions on Sunday nights. Just couldn't get my crap together this weekend to do it with the holidays and everything. So I just decided, well, I'll shoot for Monday and at least have something out this week. Sometimes I do Wednesdays. Sometimes I do, but rare occasion I'll do Thursdays. But I try to post a preview before any of my auctions. The preview shows some, not everything that we're going to do. So, if you haven't seen the preview, that's fine. It's just a kind of a teaser to get people, see that some of the things that might be interested. So, like I say, we're up here in Northwest Vermont, about 95 miles from Montreal, and that is what we have. I think that's what you need. Okay, I want to pass on this. Nobody's interested, so that's fine. My wife will be happy. There's some of this jewelry, a couple of pieces tonight that she said, if it doesn't sell, I think I'll keep it. I said, okay, fine. My wife used to make jewelry, so I really rely on her knowledge when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Okay, we've got, let me see here. We'll do the last bit of porcelain that I have, and then we're going to stick with mostly jewelry and stuff like that for the rest of the night. Ooh, I didn't notice something. I was going to go with this, and I just found out it's broken. Shoot. I see the pieces that are there. They were nice enough to tape the broken pieces to the side. I just noticed that, and I didn't see it until just now. So I will put this aside and tackle this another day. It happens. Sometimes it happens. We'll do one more Hallmark thing. Anybody fan of Christmas Vacation? Let me get this off the screen here. Boom, boom, boom. I say I've got picked up some of these. These are. I think this is. This is from what year is this one from? Does it say? I'm looking for a date on here. Because some of these they get discontinued, I know, but or they only do it to 1 year. This one doesn't have a date on it, so I'm going to assume that I don't know. So this is Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation. And we'll start him at $11. What's that? Oops, typo. Can I fix my typo here? So it is a genuine Hallmark, a brand new in the box, never been opened. I guarantee that it's never been opened. And there he is in all his splendor. If there's any interest in that. And let me just write him down that I showed him. Just in case somebody sees him. Okay. We'll do some more jewelry, and then I've got a couple of other items I want to. I've got the really big item that I want to show very soon here. Who's that I was looking for? Oh yeah, let's do this. And where is it? Okay. All right, no interest in Eddie, and I thought people would love to see him, but it's okay. I have quite a few actually ornaments from this year, brand new like that. I have a Barbie one and I have a Wicked one. So, if there's any interest in either one of those, pop it in the chat. Oh, thank you, Carmen. Appreciate that. Um, okay, like I said, I don't require people to register. I just need to know your information so I can deal with it. Okay. I've got a necklace and earring set that we're going to show next. And let me see if I can set this up here so you can see it properly. Make sure it shows nicely. Okay. So, necklace and earring set. There is no name on it, no markings. It is silver tone, not silver. But it's got, what am I calling it? How did you describe this? It's glass. I think it's mostly glass, apparently. So I also want to call it multicolor glass necklace and earring set. And we're giving you a good deal on this, looks like. Where is it? $8. $8. I'll show it up close here. So I put the earrings on the card. They're post earrings. And you can see, I can get the color right here in my hands. Like I say, for some reason tonight, I'm getting washout on the colors. But if I can get it just right, if I try to dim it again. Yeah, that helped a little bit. You see it's green, and this is kind of a rainbowish color. This is kind of a topaz color here, and this is kind of a clearish color there. Okay, and the necklace is the same. I don't think it's abalone. I think it's just glass. It's cold like glass, so there's no name on it per se, but the necklace has more color in it, like green, and let's say this kind of a topazy color, kind of an emerald color, kind of a citrine color. That's that pinkish rainbowy kind of one. What's the word I'm looking for? Aurora kind of thing. And you can see it just varies right down through, all the way through the necklace. It does have an extension chain and a lobster claw type clasp. If there's any interest. So my wife thinks it's mostly glass. It is. It all seems cold when I put my, you know how you can tell glass in temperature usually, right? And so it's stone too, of course, but it all appears to be mostly glass. I don't think there's any real stone in it. I do have stuff with real stones in it, but I think pretty relatively sure that this is all glass. But it's a really, they say kind of that this one stone is the kind of a aurora, kind of a crystal, kind of a glass. So I have we'll do that next. I'll accommodate that for you, and then I'll go on to the other items I'm planning for the night. So okay, so if you're not interested in this one, that's fine. We'll pass and hide that. That's okay. Yes, I have malachite. This is malachite chips and polished chips with a barrel connector. There you go. Hang on. Malachite necklace. Oops. Chip necklace, I should call it. Oh, goodness gracious. I keep hitting the wrong character. We'll start this one and Where did I put that down? Here it is. I'll start this one at, I'm going to say 12. Um, I did comp this one, and wow, well, people were asking for some people were a little crazy on the prices on this. And I thought, no. My wife did jewelry for a long time. We know what it costs to make something like this. So I mean, I know prices have gone crazy lately on some things, especially stuff that coming from with the tariffs and all that kind of thing. But these are really cold to the touch, and as you can see, they're all malachite chips. And you can see it's a barrel connector, which I'm going to put back on here. See, there it is. I'm guessing from the feel of it, let's see, it looks like it's, I don't know, it's what they use to string it on. No, it's not steel. It is definitely well, but anyway, so that's one of the pieces I have. I actually have a lot. I from previous auctions, I know I have a lot more of those types of necklaces. I didn't bring too many tonight. I've got a Peruvian one, for example, and another one that's glass. I forget which one is. Kind of a mixture of stuff tonight. This is stuff I threw together really quickly, actually. This one's glass, also glass. Yeah. So a lot of glass tonight. There's some lamp work. That's the other word. I've got some lamp work bead ones as well tonight. So, should I put that up on the screen? So, but I usually go about 2 hours. It's about, and then if you weren't at the beginning of my video, but I'm still sore from cutting and splitting firewood, and sitting for any more than 2 hours is going to get painful, I think. So I'm probably going to try and wrap this up by around 10:30. And I have certain items I definitely want to get to show tonight, especially stuff that was in the preview, which I probably have forgotten already what some of that was. I could have swore I had one more necklace with stone. Or I might even have one handy nearby that wasn't planning on showing. And hopefully by next week, I've got 2 Trifari pieces that are really nice. I just want to make sure I'm getting I'm doing it justice. Let me see if I've got the other close by. I can see it from here. Let me leave that up for a second here. And just go grab my drawer of necklaces and see if I got something you might be interested in. And let me see here. Oh my! Oh, there. That's done. And I actually have stuff. If you're a crafts person, I'm speaking up a little louder because I'm kind of stepped away from the microphone for a minute, which actually is helping my back a little bit. I have some of the raw material that my wife used to use for making necklaces, including stones and things like that. And I have polished stones, and I even have things like, for those that I know collect polished minerals, I have a nice selection of some of that, including, what did I have? Some petrified wood, which was really cool. So I got one piece I got to remember to bring that next week. Or next time. I got a really gorgeous piece of petrified wood. I gotta show you guys sometime. But okay, let's just pass on this guy here. I think I have a lampwork one tonight, so I think that's what this is. I have to check my list. Like I said, I'm not. She had the jewelry business. I watched and paid attention, but I. Yep, this is the one. Okay. All right. Well, let's pass on this guy. And this is the one that's lamp work beads. No name on it. Very interesting toggle clasp. Purple. That's the predominant color, I would say, in this is purple. So that's what I'm going to call it. Purple lamp work necklace. And she said, all right, I just had it on my list. I was just looking at it. All right. Here it is, $10. Okay. We'll start this at $10. Now I'll show it up close here. Get the intensity of the light turned up again. Maybe that'll help. Maybe not. Like I said, this camera has been acting a little weird on me lately, and I've been thinking about getting a different camera because it does some strange things. But anyway, so like I said, it's got this toggle style clasp. Oops, sorry. And kind of different little pattern to it. Didn't see any markings on it, but the beads are, and this is the purple's sort of coming out okay. This is actually using purple striping, kind of go through that a little bit, and let's see some of the other beads in there. Well, that's a really interesting one right there. So there's the necklace. Is there any interest in that? And then I actually have strands of stones that are to be made into a necklace. No amethyst there. It's just glass. This is definitely glass. Do I have amethyst? Yes, I have amethyst somewhere. Not in hand, not within reach. Like I said, the one drawer I have behind me, I just grabbed a couple things out of it. But it's more agates than amethyst. Okay. So, all right, we're going to pass on this one. And I'll show you the other one I found recently that was also, this is all stone chips, various types, mostly agates, I would say. Let me set this aside for a second. And as you can see, it's quite a variety of chips. This is really long. This is probably 30 inches, I would say. I can measure it. But it's all mostly, I would say, agate. Maybe some jasper in there. I can see. So a lot of variety of color, but no nothing unusual. I'm going to call this a Shira. Good, Shira. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm getting used to seeing the @ names now, and sometimes I remember who they belong to, and sometimes I don't. So I apologize for that. But thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. We had a great Christmas and spent time with the daughters and grandkids and family, and on both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and looking for a quiet New Year. So I am retired now, and this is what I do for extra. So, oh yeah, yes, Deborah, of course. Yep. I remember you. Yep. So, yep. I knew and I recognized the Shira thing. I just can put a name to it, and that comes with age, right? So okay, so this I'm going to stone chip. I'm going to call this the stone chip necklace, and I'm just going to ask $8 for this thing. It's not what I would call a remarkable necklace. It is stone, but nothing what I would call fancy like the amethysts or malachite like the other one we had, or any other quartz or anything like that. So, but so there it is. If there's any interest. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the really big item that was in the preview because I want to make sure I get to that this evening. And I apologize to my regular folks because this is something most of my stuff tends to be, as you've seen, for those who've been watching for a little while here today that are new here. I've a lot of pricey stuff. I occasionally have some nice silver, and I didn't have any tonight ready to go. That I hadn't gone through my stuff that thoroughly. I kind of put this together this afternoon. So, but I do have some silver stuff to show. I do have, in fact, I have some silver necklaces I can see right here next to me, and I could show one of those, I guess, if I have it in my hand. I swear, there it is. Nope, no, that's not silver. Shoot. What did I do with that? Anyway, but I do have some silver stuff. Okay, but I wanted to get to this one item for sure because it was in the preview, and I was saving it for the last hour. So we're going to pass on this one here, and I'm going to go on to this next item, which I was like, wow, this isn't one of those I can't believe it's true kind of things. I don't do a lot of. I guess I don't pay attention to my wife and daughter's shop, but it's yeah. So I'm going to show this one item from the preview that you definitely have to it's like wow. Okay. Well, I came across this thing, and I forget where I bought it now. It was a very good price. Let's put it that way. And I was like, oh, I wonder if there's something wrong with it. And no, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that would be, you could say, is out of place. Let me get this out of here. I was playing games with my various backdrops and stuff. It's just not working out here tonight. Okay. So these Marc Jacobs tote bags, this you can see it still has the plastic on the handle. So hey Marlene, it still has the plastic on the handle. I did sound a little bit quick research. Still has a tag. The Marc Jacobs still has the tag on it. I did a little quick research on this thing, and it has the Marc Jacobs label in the inside. It's what they call a mini tote. That's what I said. I had to look it up. It normally has a black shoulder strap. It appears to be leather, but it's not marked anywhere inside. And Marc Jacobs stuff, even if it's not leather, I couldn't get over the prices they're asking for this stuff. This is the one zipper, gold tone zipper. Works fine. Always like to show it. That works. The bottom, immaculate. Like I said, I don't think this laid off the plastic on the handle. So that tells me that it was never used. My guess is where I got it from, they lost the handle. They lost the, not the handle. I mean, they lost the shoulder strap. It normally would have a shoulder strap that you could put on there that's removable. To me, it definitely, I'm very comfortable saying it, boy, it sure feels like leather. But one of the things I did in the research is it said it should have a tag telling you what the material is. It doesn't. Okay. Brand new one of these. I'm going to tell you right now. Oops, let me get that off the screen. Another thing. A brand new one of these. When I looked at somebody's video, and then who talks about these things, and I had to look it up because I'd never heard of this thing, and I recognized that it was pretty good quality. And that's all I knew about it. And these things go for between $100 to $300. It's like, what? Whoa! I didn't pay anywhere near that, or even I paid way less. It's like, man, I got a good deal. I was worried that it might be a knockoff, it might be a copy. Everything seems to match okay. There's the Mark J. There's the thing down the back. The zipper seems to be normal. The only thing that was missing was the interior tag that tells you what it's made of, and it feels like leather. It feels like leather. But you know, I can't say. So the mini totes go for $100 and up, and because it's missing the strap, obviously that causes some loss of value. And I'm trying to build it up here. Sorry, I'm not much of I'm not a great salesman in that respect, but I think a fair price to give you the best deal I can and still make some money on it would be to ask. I want to put it in here. Mark. Make sure I spell his name right. Jacobs mini tote. I'm going to start this at $50. I think that's a fair price because the one I was looking at was going for $99. Was used, was not new. This one, because of the plastic on there, I'm on the handles. That is, it's there. I'm assuming never got used. I think where I caught this, the strap, the tote, 10 inches, I think is what I measured. Hang on, let me double check though. I just had my tape measure. What did I do with it? I think it's like 10 inches across. Sorry, throwing things around. Let's see here. From seam to seam, 10 inches across. From top to bottom. Man, this is really stiff too. It looks like 8. And across the top, 4. Right, if I measure the little thing on the side here. It's got a black interior. It has this where the zipper goes, and then this flap that comes up, and you can see it's kind of an off, almost like a suede feeling on the inside. And then this side is there. There is a where that name tag is. It's also a pocket. Oops, sorry, let me show it right up here. There's also a pocket in behind the name tag, so like for a credit card or whatever. And that is what I see. Yes, I've been showing you Anther and Des. Yes, I've been showing Julie all mostly off and on all evening, but I just wanted to get this one out because it was in the preview. And I will be doing more jewelry after this. I've got one more bag that wasn't in the preview, and that one's a different, another. That one, the next one I'm bringing is. I'll show that one right after this. Is leather, guaranteed to be leather. I'll show that one next. But I just had to show you guys this one, see if there's any interest at all. And it was really surprised me about the contrasting of the lettering, but they make them that way. So, and if you want to take a picture and go ahead and comp it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like I said, it's missing this strap, the shoulder strap, but it has. And that's why I'm discounting the price. But is that, and it's just a black. The strap I saw that they showed is just a black wide strap cloth, actually. I think so. It was interesting, like a woven cloth. So that was interesting to see. But anyway, okay, we will not spend any more time on this, but we'll pass, and you'll see me put this out there on, I guess, Etsy. So, all right. Now let me show the other bag when we're talking bags. This next one is leather, and it's a large tote. And this one is not new. It's got a gold trim. Valentini. Again, I'm Tina Valentina tote, and what do I do with that? Oh yeah, I'm gonna start. I have to start this one even higher. This one's in again a really good one, and made in Italy. Let's see here. So it's got gold trim. The one I saw out there on the auction site was silver trim. So it's got right there. You can read that. Bring it up closer. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. Made in Italy. And it says genuine leather. It has it's a very interesting setup. It's got two big zippered pouches on the top. Zippers are fantastic on this thing. And then it has the zippered sides as well. Here, you can see there's the name again in the leather. And the gold trim up here. They're really proud of their name. They have it everywhere on this thing. And it's a nice bag. I should have probably stuffed it with something to make it look better. But it's got a really hefty strap, leather strap, adjustable, of course. And in the interior is, cloth lining with pockets. And this side has another zippered pocket on the inside here. And it's spotless. I think, there's a couple spots here. It looks like something probably just wiped right off. But the bottom looks pretty clean. It is not new, like I said. So you can see there's a little bit of wear on the feet here. So, but like I said, when I looked up what used ones are going for, it was like, whoa. So yeah, it's a big bag. Tote. It's really a tote. It's. Let's see if I can open. Again, I should have stuffed this one as well to give you an idea of how it looks. It's got a square bottom. Oh, there goes my box stuff. Excuse me while I pick this mess up. Okay. But anyway, if nobody's going to buy it tonight, I guarantee you're going to see this out on Etsy anyway. So probably for a similar price, maybe a little more. But anyway, there it is. But again, this is leather. So, okay, well, we'll pass on that. And go back to some jewelry. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, let's see. We're going to jump to another bracelet. And again, this is one of these Pandora style bracelets we showed earlier. This is just a little different pattern and color pattern. And this one's red and dark red. And looks like some lampwork beads in there. In fact, double check. Some of these are actually marked, but I don't know if these are. I actually have some of these necklaces with the real Pandora beads in them. But you see, it's got a silver tone core to it. There's the clasp there. It is not silver. There are various charms on this one. This one has got an owl, a butterfly, and looks like a little guy playing an instrument and a dog. And I think they run around 7 inches or so. Oops, what's going on here? So, there. Okay, so we will say Pandora style bracelet. I'm going to call it red just because I have more than one. We'll start this one at $7. trying to find. I thought I had some more of my dichroic stuff tonight. Let's see it. Let's see this. Like I said, and next week I will be show. I have some Trifari stuff. I just gotta organize myself a little better with that stuff and make sure I give it a fair price. Okay, so there's the Pandora style. There you go. And we're gonna do some earrings next. I'm interested in those. I'm going to move along quickly so I can show up because I have a ton of jewelry here to show. I can get through it between now and 10:30. So let's pass on that. And yeah, I will. I thought I had some tonight. To be honest, I don't. I just grabbed some stuff and I only have. I'll check. Let me see if I've had anything that I can get my hands on. Okay, there's some copper earrings. Let me get this camera down closer. Let me get my list out here. See where I was getting for those. Copper earrings, yes. I did it again to myself. Oh, there you go. Don't want to do it. We'll start these at $7. There we go. And I think that's the best I can do picture-wise. I'll hold it close here in a second. I just want to keep track of what I'm doing. And we showed two bags, two totes. Okay, so just to give you an idea how these look close. Bring the camera up so I can hold it at a better angle. Oh, they are really, again, they're getting washed out here. Does that help? And a little bit, not really. They really are copper color. It's just getting washed out on my camera for some. Again, I'm having trouble with the camera washing things out tonight. It's very frustrating. And even the loop themselves are copper. That actually shows pretty accurately. Okay. Not interested in that. Pass. And I did have, oh yes, I do have one real stone necklace here as well. This is rhodochrosite necklace with CBs. Come on now. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things at the same time here. Get up there. There we go. So this is the rhodochrosite and seed bead. And yeah, bring the camera up. Get a better view. There. And yeah, it's called pink rhodochrosite. And I know it doesn't show pink, and I guess I apologize for that. The camera's not working really well color for some reason tonight. We'll start this at, she'd say, $10. And again, it's pink and some a little bit of green in there. There. Better organized here. Let me see if I can get that intensity up a little bit and see if that. Yeah. I can sort of see the pink in there. It's again not coming. It's coming, looking a bit washed out here. And there's a gold tone bail on it, and then the seed bead necklace with more rhodochrosite, pink rhodochrosite there, and there, and there, and a barrel clasp top. All together, I'm going to say that's 20, at least 20 inches. 22. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Now we'll do some earrings. Okay. Okay, I'll pass on that. And set that aside. Let's see, I got some Laura Conrad earrings. They're on a shepherd's hook. They're brand new. And they're interesting. Little butterflies at the end. We'll start these at $5. Oops, let me put that up here. So they hang like so. Oh, man. Just not. There. Gold. It is a shepherd's hook. You see the tag still on there, the original price and everything. A little three-dimensional butterfly. If there's any interest in those. Oh. And I see Shira at 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll say going once. Going twice. Last call. Yeah, I cannot type tonight. I can type any night, so. Thank you, Shira. Oh, I can't say, I typed the word for, apparently. Or should I say Deborah? Thank you much. Let me set those aside for you. Okay. Oh, this is one to do next. My wife tells me these are Peruvian beads. And they're on with the beaded, and so let me get that off the screen. Okay, thank you all. By the way, Shira, if I didn't say it, I can't. I thought I said it, but I want to make sure I said it. Okay. I'll show these up close in a second here. Excuse me. Let's start this at $8. Let me show them up close. Not give you an idea what they look like. Oh, that's actually showing pretty well, color-wise. And then you see the little pink crystals in between, and green seed beads. Well, they're not seed beads; they're just little green glass beads with a lobster claw style. Okay, I'm guessing it's 16 or so. 18 inch. And I see Shira at 8, so we're going to say going once. And going twice. Last call. I do have a question for folks. So I think there are a few people in the chat now. I'm starting later than I used to. I used to start at 8, and now I'm starting at 8:30. I'm wondering if I should be even going even later, because I don't know where all the folks I know are out west. So, does it, does that work better for some of you out there? I'm kind of curious. Sold. 8. Oh, I misspelled your name. That's right. You know what I mean. So, I'm just curious. Oops, screen. All right. Thank you, Deborah. Put that with your other purchase. Okay, I'm going to put that in a bag right now. And put your name on it. So make sure I don't mess up. And today is the 29th of December. There. And let me write that in my balance sheet as well. Korean. Okay. Let's see what else we got. We'll throw a few more out there. Like I said, it's getting late for me, so I'm gonna. I do have one dichroic. I may have shown this before, but oh man, it's all tangled up. Of course it is. That box that crashed you here earlier was a box of stuff falling over, and unfortunately, it tangled up some of the jewelry. So bear with me for a minute here. I'm really good at doing untangling, so it won't take me very long. You ever buy one of these bags or jars of jewelry and they're all twisted and tangled together, and it's like, oh, my wife says, I'm not touching that. I said, I got it. I can handle that. Sit there with a couple pairs of tweezers, and that's my trick. Using tweezers to handle it, not my fingers. My fingers are too clumsy. My fingers. Trying to get this under here, so yeah. All right. Let me get this pulled out of here. I'll show you at least one dichroic. I actually have quite a few dichroics still that I've shown in the past, and with the newer folks here, maybe they'd be interested in something like that. So this is on a gold tone chain. And for those that don't know the story, I actually met the artist that made these. She was a local person and was moving away and was looking to unload them, basically. So she gave me a really, really good deal. So, yeah, and I know there's some West Coast folks out here. So oh, thanks, Carmen. I appreciate that. So, all right. So, dichroic pendant. We'll start this at. I've been doing $8 on the dichroics, so we'll be consistent, I think. So, it's dichroic glass, and it's kind of a purplish. There's the back is just black, and on a gold tone thing, and I think it actually shows better down here. There we go. So you can see purple and some yellow, and this other piece is a mixture of some green and gold color. So, oops, wrong button. I meant to click on my thing. There we go. But thanks, Marlene. Appreciate that. So, and it's on it's just a gold tone chain. It's not a. I think it's an 18-inch gold tone chain. So. And you can see by my thumb, it's not very big. It's maybe an inch. But any interest in that? Yes, this is from the artist I met, and she we brought quite a few from her. Like I say, she gave us a really good deal. So, okay, let me write this. Show that. I'm down, almost through it all here. What I have planned for the night. Nearly done. One more necklace. I actually showed some stuff I hadn't planned on showing. So that's why I'm running a little late. But I did want to make sure I showed at least everything that was in the preview. I may have missed. I may have skipped on one thing, I think, but that's about it. Okay, we will pass on this. I will bring some more back next auction. I guarantee it. But it's just one I happen to have in my. Oh, wait a minute! I have another one. I'll take that back. I've got this other one right here. I didn't realize it was in front of me. Same thing, same price. A little bit bigger. This one's much more. This has got a black on the back, as you can see. Oh, that shows up nice right there. Same price, same one. So we will do the same thing. I want to call this dichroic number 2. So just in case there's any concerns or somebody asks me about it later, same price. So I see Shira at 8. Give you a closer look here. Yeah, the one was very sweet. They were moving to South Carolina, I think it was, to live with her sister, or near her sister. So, all right, we'll say going once. Going twice. Last call. Sold to she. Let's slow right this time. For $8. Thank you. Write all this down. There, I'm going to put that in the bag with your other stuff. Tipper's getting sleepy. Okay, I think this was in the preview, but I can't remember. This is glass. Again, another glass, beads, and it's got a really long extended chain on it here. And there's some really interesting ones. It's a double strand. So I'm going to call this, let me get rid of the message up here. Okay. green glass necklace, so we'll call it. Oops. And we'll start this at, where is it on my list here? Well, let's say we'll start it at 7. And go with that. Okay. I did show that one. I think I only got one thing left. Oh, I could do these, I guess. We'll hold off on that. I think I had one item left, and that was it. Let's see if I can find them. Is this the silver item I was thinking about? Hang on. Okay. Is this silver or not? You got one item here, I think. Let's see. Oh, I forget. There's another one here. Get back. Okay, so this one I'm going to have to hang on to. I'll show this next time because I don't know much about it. And it's marked. And it's also marked. So I'm trying to read the markings on it while this one's up. You guys look at. Yeah. This one's a gold-plated. Interesting. We'll take a look at that for next time, so I can research that one. But I got one more necklace set, and then I'll pass on this one. Looks like. I got a. And I don't know if the tag that it's on is really truly the manufacturer or not. But it says got the longest chain I've ever seen. It's an earring necklace set. I'm trying to get it to not fall off the table here. But it's got a really, really long chain on it. And there's the pendant. And there were no markings on it. And it's sort of amethyst-like. I'm going to call it that, but I think they're glass. Okay. So, get rid of this on the screen. It's kind of amethyst-like, but I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to call it what I have it typed in here, and we're going to start this at. I don't think I even had a price for this one. So I'm going to make up something. I'm going to call this $6. Just to get something out there. Okay, so like I said, it's a super, super long chain on this thing. I'm going to say it's probably 25, 30 inch. I don't know. With a lobster claw. But it's a really cool pendant. I do like the pendant. And like I say, it's the back. And then the earrings that go with it are shepherd hooks earrings. Actually, probably was supposed to go this way on the card here, but they're tangling up with the earring and the material on the inside. But give you an idea what the earrings look like on shepherd's hooks. I don't know if that's really the manufacturer, that paparazzi, whatever. Anyway, that's what it is. But this is my last item for the night because I am getting sore. I can't. I apologize, but I know you guys are all here and showing up later in the evening for me. I appreciate that. I really do. But you can go back and look at what we had at the beginning and email me if there's something you see that didn't sell that you're interested in. And I will hold it for you with an email. First come, first serve, of course. And I will have a next auction. I haven't really decided yet. I'm going to try and definitely do something on Sunday of this coming weekend. It'll be the 4th of January. So I will definitely plan on that. I may try and do something else later this week, but it's with the holiday and everything on Thursday. It kind of throws a monkey wrench into a lot of things. So if I do anything at all, it would be maybe Wednesday afternoon, I'm thinking, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're going to pass on this one. And yeah, cat's eye. That's it. I couldn't think of that, Carmen. Thank you. But, all right. And just for those that don't know me, I'll switch cameras here so you can see me and the mess behind me. But anyway, but yeah, I'll jump back there except for that dresser. And my buried in there is a bedroom set and a portion of my wife's Barbie collection that's in storage. So, but yeah, but in front of me is where oh my gosh, I have someday I'll have to pull a camera loose off this tripod, off the tripod or off the monitor I have here, and show you the floor to ceiling stuff I have. Everything from comic books and vinyl albums and miscellaneous ceramics and dolls. I get some interesting dolls. Actually, if anybody's into dolls, I have some really cool ones. Like my wife says, this is a Shirley Temple doll. It's not the original outfit. Somebody made a copy of the original outfit for it. But it's pretty close to the original in the way it looks. For example, I have Barbie stuff. I have I forget the other one. I've got the Wonder Woman. I think it's a Wonder Woman doll. It could be. No. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look. So, but yeah. And then I've got there's one doll that's from probably it's 50 or 60 years old. I would guess. Definitely vintage. I've got music boxes. I have got songbooks and oh goodness, oh my! Like I said, I mentioned I got stones and stuff. I have some really neat pottery. I just grabbed. I'm drawing a blank on the name now. That's really it's vases and things like that, and it's a well-known company, but I can't think of anything right now for some reason. McCoy. There we go. I got some McCoy stuff. Chatty Cathy. Maybe. I might have something like Chatty Cathy, but we're not sure. I like I say, I have some Barbie stuff. Some of it's stuff my wife doesn't really. She's very particular about what Barbie stuff she gets. I've got some vintage, or I get some 1/16 scale model cars. I've got looking in here around the room. I have got a ton of McDonald's and Burger King toys, from the Happy Meals, brand new in the bag. I've got, oh goodness, what am I forgetting? Oh, I've got some actually gorgeous glassware that I've been trying to figure out what to do with. I'm always afraid about packing it. I've got Francesca ware, if you guys know what that is. and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got an inventory of most of it, I should say, but not all of it. Oh, artwork. That's the other thing I forgot. I got a bunch of artwork and things. I have a really big version of Raggedy Ann and Andy. I think they're 24-inch tall, something like that. Um, then I've got some tools, wood planes mostly. I know some people that collect that stuff. And what's the other thing? And the trolls, marbles. I'm looking around. Oh, HO train stuff, Lionel train stuff. Um, like I mentioned earlier, I've got a ton of Christmas stuff. Um, and that's just the stuff in the saloon. Then I have stuff in the barn that can be saved because the stuff that goes in the barn obviously can't be temperature sensitive. So that's what's up there. Uh, but yeah, crazy stuff. Um, yeah, baseball cards. Oh man, tons. But yeah, and like I say, I'm looking. I got a whole shelf in front of me of uh, glass. Oh, anybody into those Christmas Village type stuff? The uh, ones that you light up and you can set up a little village there. I think what 1/24th scale, something like that. Um, I got a bunch of those, a bunch of those. So, but again, not wrong time of year. I should be trying to sell those. I should have tried to sell those 2 months ago. But lunch boxes. I know I'm forgetting stuff. Like I said, you wouldn't believe what I have in this room. So, and then just video. I have a bunch of DVDs as well and things like that. And I even have laser discs. And if those of you are old enough to know what a laser disc is, I have some. So, yeah, fun stuff. All right, I gotta go because I gotta walk the dogs before we go to bed and um, do my usual routines of the evening. So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you being here in the chat. I love it when people are in the chat. I appreciate that so much. It gives me at least an idea. I'm not out there by myself. Even if you're not buying anything, I don't mind. Please, we talk it up in the chat. Really do like it. And I will check my emails for the new folks. And thank you. And we will see you at least not by, if not during this week, by Sunday for sure. So have a great and happy New Year. And we will see you soon. Now I can click the end button.